many years ago, the only job up to this point that I've been fired from. And what it was I had a job for 3 days as a door-to-door salesman. And that's a good job to get fired from. And I don't even remember what it was I was supposed to be trying to sell. But for a gig like that, what they do is, you get a script that you have to memorize about the product, and that's your pitch. And then they assign you a route in a neighborhood to go walk. You go knock on all the doors and try to get people interested. That was fine. I could do that. I could manage that. But when we got out there for my first day on the job, I just thought, man, I don't want to do this. So I developed a simple but effective mitigation plan for the work at hand, which was I didn't stop and knock on the door of a single home out there. I just thought, so I walked around for like 8 hours, and being paid to be out taking a walk seemed like a pretty good gig to me. And it was the best of times for 2 days, but then you'd go back to the office, to headquarters at the end of the day each day and tell them what you did. And I never had anything to say because I wasn't doing anything. So then they put me on a bit of a plan, I guess you might say, where they were going to make me the protege of a highly seasoned door-to-door salesman colleague of mine. And his name was John. He was from Boothbay Harbor, Maine. And he loved legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. And so for my third day on the job, I was going to shadow him or he was going to shadow me. However that works, there was job shadowing that was supposed to happen. So we go out the third day at work, and John leads the charge for the first part of the day. So he's knocking on doors, giving the pitch, and then as we're walking between the houses, he's leveling disparaging remarks at me about how I'm too young and dumb to have seen any Stanley Kubrick movies, or how I was too young and dumb to have appreciated any movies by Stanley Kubrick that I might have seen. And this kind of took care of our morning. Then in the afternoon, it was my turn to try to sell. And I remember this explicitly. We were standing in front of a stately-looking brick colonial home in a neighborhood in Lake Forest, Illinois. And we walk up, and I knock on the door, and John's standing over here, prattling on about legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. And then the homeowner answers the door, and I say, hi, and I gesture to John next to me, and I said, this is legendary filmmaker Stanley, insert an expletive, Kubrick. Ha, I thought it was funny. But in my youthful exuberance, seemed I had made a tactical error, and not knowing or thinking to research the fact that lately, legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick had been dead. Homeowner knew that fact. So whatever I was going to try was not going to work. But fortunately, this was a man of good humor, a kind soul. And I think he saw it for what it was. I was just a kid with a summer job trying to have some fun, whose heart maybe wasn't really in it. So we start talking with this homeowner for like 15 minutes. And we're having a good time. We're telling little stories. We're laughing a lot. Then I start thinking, oh, well, this is great. Because an organic thing is happening here, building camaraderie, I'm going to make a sale. And that was all they told me at my job, was I had to make one sale that day and I could keep my job. And I thought, great, this guy will do it. Then I can go back to walking around, not knocking on doors for Thursday and Friday, and I'm only living till the end of the week anyway, so who cares after that? And ladies and gentlemen, as God is my witness, he did not purchase anything. But instead, this is where it gets to be a little tough sledding, he offered us hallucinogenic drugs. And you know what? I was thinking at that point, maybe this seemed like maybe an all right idea to me. John wasn't having it. He thought we'd been on enough of a trip already, so. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, so we left, and then, but it was a good thing, because then John and I had a bit of a breakthrough in our relationship. He stopped giving me a hard time about Stanley Kubrick, and we just kind of blew off and went and got cheeseburgers that afternoon. Then when we got back to the shop at the end of the day, they fired me immediately on the spot. All I'm saying is I'm primed for retirement. I was built for it. I can't wait. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a big old RV and drive around and see everything. So this is called my retirement plan. That introduction was longer than the song. Well, I knew my route and what I had to talk about in the garden spot along the coast at the North Shore. But its beauty was the catch. I was so taken by the lake's blue fetch. My enchantment distracted me from knocking on doors. So I was fired for dereliction of duties after 3 days. But who'd want to be in door-to-door sales longer than that anyway? Maybe you'll think I'm crazy. I don't care that I got canned. I just want to initiate my retirement plan, 'cause I look forward to smiling back on the things that I've seen, while losing even more of my mind and chewing lozenges of nicotine. Better than smoking. The peak earning years look a little different on the course I steer. I walk the park while the hard chargers are pitched neck and neck. Now a smash up in a car got me a payday and a few guitars. I could have saved it, but I enjoyed pissing through the check. Now it seems about the only thing that's troubling my mind is figuring out where to go for the next good burger I'll find. Maybe you'll think I'm crazy, given the facts at hand. I just want to initiate my retirement plan, 'cause I look forward to smiling back on the things that I've seen, while losing even more of my mind and chewing lozenges of nicotine. At 55, come what may, I'm walking away from these vocational stints. We'll be running free in a big old RV with our cargo of nicotine mints. And if I never ingratiate my way into a wealthy estate to become the heir of some fusty recluse, there's work that suits my strengths, but I'll keep it at an arm's length, 'cause I've got verve and I won't let 'em take all my juice. I can learn to live simply to ensure a young age when I retire. So come see us at some motor lodge. I'll be with a guitar by the fire, and we'll tell stories of all the places and things that we've seen. Oh, the golden years will be laced with delicious nicotine. Yeah, the golden years will be laced with delicious nicotine.